Hello and welcome to SalesSpeak Studio. My name is Suresh Balasubramanian. In the next couple of sessions, we will talk about the various types of sellers and what makes them what they are. We have all heard of the term trusted advisor as being the highest state that a seller can aspire to. We will examine some of the traits of a trusted advisor and what's the path to get to becoming a trusted advisor to your customer and elevate your relationship with your customer. In the previous session, we learned about the key differences between customer satisfaction and customer loyalty. And what are the three C's that determine loyalty and trust? Now, character is all about who we are, what are our values and beliefs that define us. It's also how we connect with our customers at a deep emotional and rational level. Competency is about what we do, our skills, our abilities to solve a problem for our customer. And finally, consistency. This is probably the biggest reason why trust and loyalty does not form. It is about how reliable and how consistent we are in what we do. Now, character, competency, and consistency are the three essential ingredients and foundational pillars to build trust. And trust is what builds loyalty. Let's look at how we can use the 3C model to define and determine the maturity levels of a seller. Let's start with the first two, that is character and competency. Now, if you were to look at a simple grid wherein the x-axis comprises of character, the left side is characterized by low emotional engagement, and the right side of the x-axis denotes high emotional engagement. Research shows that salespeople with high emotional intelligence tend to perform better because they can adapt their selling behaviors based on the emotional cues of their clients, leading to more effective interactions and improved sales outcomes. This is also called emotional intelligence sometimes. On the y-axis, the top represents high competence, characterized by high levels of rational engagement, whereas the bottom end of the y-axis represents low competence or low rational engagement. I want you to remember what you learned in the earlier modules on the neuroscience of behavior formation and customer engagement. Now, when you have someone who is very good at connecting emotionally with their customers and are also very rational in their approach, we can call them trustworthies. The way this group engages with customers using the right balance of the emotional and the rational makes customers want to trust them. The next category is where you have sellers high on emotional engagement but low on rational engagement. Think of a roadside salesman who tries to sell you things you don't need, but will use every possible emotional manipulation to convince you to buying something that you don't need. We can classify this group of sellers as opportunists who are great at manipulation. The third category are those who are low on emotional engagement as well as rational engagement. This group doesn't really care one way or the other as they have some sort of monopoly on what they do. You can think of them as wholesalers or suppliers. When you buy something in bulk, you really don't have anyone else to go to. There is very little or zero value addition happening here. You buy what they have. That is, we can classify this group of sellers as suppliers. Finally, you have this group which is low on emotional engagement but are very high on rational engagement. Think of this group as technical experts who have expert domain knowledge and they flaunt this knowledge almost with arrogance. They are to the point and they are very heavy on data features and couldn't care much about feelings. We can call this group as technical experts, and their dominant nature is one of dogmatism. Every seller at some stage in their careers will fall into one of these four groups, or they might even alternate between one state to another depending on the circumstances. My goal is to try and teach sellers to get to the best possible state, that of trustworthies. What we have done today is use two out of the three C's to arrive at these four categories. In the next episode, I shall introduce the remaining C of trust building, that is consistency, to further expand this category of sellers, as well as examining the pros and cons of each of these categories. As always, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. I am eager to hear your comments, feedback, and about topics that you may like me to cover in the coming sessions. Till next week, happy selling.